Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday night. It's been 2 weeks since I've been on, but it still felt like it flew. All the time flew by. We already have Bill of My Alaska 12. Yeah, I see that I've seen and heard that they changed all the ats. I'm glad that I put mine just straight out. There we go. We got Rebecca Touched by Yarn. And there's my buddy Chris, Adventure Awaits, and Plywood. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Troy Sutton's in here. And there's Todd Laginus. Now you're Todd Laginus again, Todd. In the at. As far as at goes. But he is LJ Woodworks. See, now that could be a problem because his channel name is LJ Woodworks. Some people might not recognize Todd Laginus now. So I don't know if I'm crazy about the way they do the ats now. Rebel at Heart is in here. Good evening. I hope you guys have all had a good week. I'll get into a little bit of story. This has been a more positive week. Debbie Dratch, good evening. Hey, Bar Run Forge. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nice to see you in here. Stay in here because you're going to catch up on what happened, what's happening this week. Sales Camper Life is in here. Thanks for stopping in. There's Joe Jacobson. So we got 18 people in the house. So I'm finally starting to see that we can get back to regular life again. Mama is doing a little better. She's not perfect or anything, but she's getting there. She's getting there. She's been making small distant walking on herself without a walker or a wheelchair or anything like that, or even us holding her up. It's positive. I'm happy. I think before you know it, she'll be right back to the way she was before all this even happened. Leanne Gunther is in here. Lurking and listening, huh? I have a little story about those stamp numbers, Bar Run Forge, Troy. There's Musgrave Family Farm and Hardknack Farms. Yes. So yeah, my mom is doing much better, and I would predict in another week she'll be doing pretty good. And we haven't been over and worked on the house. Like I've got 4 rooms I'm working on, and we haven't touched that house in probably 5 months. With harvest going that we had, and Mama not feeling well and in the hospital, and so I went over there today and started setting up so that tomorrow we can get started back on rhythm again. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm sure my parents are too. What was that, 2 days ago? I got a story that's uplifting, but starts out kind of sad. It starts out sad, but then it's like good. It's kind of like the Dexter story or the Paco story when they took off. But it wasn't my dog this time. There was a woman. See, we live on an intersection here. Mom and Papa's house is on the corner. And it's an intersection, but it's offset. The South Roberts Road is offset from the regular Roberts Road. So a lot of people cross that thinking that they're lined up and it's off. It's just weird. And we've had a lot of accidents out there. But this woman the other day, she fell asleep at the wheel and she flew right through that intersection into my neighbor's yard, and she took out a telephone pole, which has the stamped numbers on it, Troy. Maybe I don't need to look for them. I'll just go and follow where all the telephone poles got hit. But unfortunately, the opportunity did not lead me to getting those numbers because they took the pole before I could get to it. And it had at least 7 or 8 numbers on it. And okay, so that's the setup of the story. Excuse me. The woman hits the pole and she's fine. She's not hurt or anything, but she has a little toy Yorkie about 4 pounds sitting in her lap when this happens. So she panics, jumps out of the car because she smells that airbag going off. And I know that because I've been in an accident, and the airbag smells like fired gun smoke. And you automatically think, this car's on fire, I'm out of here. So she panicked, she jumped out of the car, and the dog darted because it was terrified. And they spent hours looking for this little 4-pound dog. Looks just like Pretty and Pooch's dog. Little, what did they name it? Lily? Was it Lily? At any rate, they didn't find her. So the next morning I wake up and I'm doing something at the kitchen window, and I look out by the bushes, and there the dog is. I was like, holy cow. So I got my clothes on and ran out there, and the dog was already gone. I was like, oh. So I called the sheriff's department and, tried to get back with the woman who lost the dog, which it wasn't even her dog. She was taking care of the dog for somebody else. It's one thing if it's your dog you lost, but when you lose somebody else's dog, not good. That would really weigh heavy on you. Heavier, probably. I don't know. But anyway, so that dog went overnight in like 33, 34 degree weather. And she had her fiance come because she was in Buffalo, which is an hour away. And then some lady called that I don't know the woman's name. Let's call her Judy. So Judy calls, dog catcher or whatever it is that they called. And they called me and they said, oh, we're going to bring drones in and do heat sensory video and find the dog and everything. And I turn around and the dog's standing in there at my steps. So she crawled under the steps, and probably about 5 minutes later, because the lady was on the phone with me still, and I said, the dog's right there. She says, don't go to it because it's scared to death and it will run. So I didn't. I sat down on the grass, kind of gently talked to her, but the fiance came just in time and he got her. So it's a happy story, because if she never found that dog, I mean, I know when I lost Dexter for 4 hours and when Paco was gone in the freaking pouring down rain, blind and deaf, that scared the crap out of me. So there's the end of that story. The link is in the top of the chat for anybody who would like to come up and tell us about your week. And there's Farm Mall Ford is in here. And what other story do I got? Yeah, we had an appointment we had to take Mom to, which, I mean, I'm not going to get into what we went there for, but at any rate, it was a good appointment, and she was freed up of something, and she got to go to the grocery store for the first time in like 2 months. I pushed her around on a wheelchair. She can't walk that far, but at least she got to go and get out in some fresh air and feel like living again. How's the weather in New York? I believe it's around 45. At least I think it is. Nope, I guess I lied. It's 31 degrees. Let's see. We are getting hammered hail. Hardneck Farms is getting hammered with hail. Let's see. What's people saying while I was gabbling? What's sad? What's sad? Did somebody say something sad? I know they weren't talking about me. I just told positive stories. Let's see. Belt Loop is in here. And anybody else I missed? Hiking with Jackie Boy is in here. That's Kevin. And beautiful peoples? Is that what Let's Trade Paint says? Beautiful peoples? I did say hi to my Ann Dale, didn't I? I saw her come in the beginning, and I was rambling, and I think I did not say hi to her, which is a sin. Yeah, God has been proving his work to me. Proven. Does he have to prove? I'm still new at this, people, so when I say something, you can correct me if you want. But he's really been answering my prayers lately, so I know he's there. Lord Jesus. Because I prayed like crazy for that dog, and I woke up in the morning, and there she was, sitting under the bush. Because I know how it feels. And I'm sure a lot of you know what it feels like to lose a dog. And you don't know where it is. My sister, probably about 3 months ago, lost her dog for 3 days. They found her out in a field, wandering around, dirty as heck, but they got her back. The Moose is in here. And Critter Creek, USA. Oh, let's see. Prayers do get answered. I believe that. I think, when I wasn't too sure years ago, I would think to myself, how in the world did that work out? There's no way in the world that work. There's got to be something behind it for that to work out. In general, that working out. But I am very grateful for this community, because they have, there are some of you that have been a strong encouragement and help to finding me finding the Lord and being strong in it. I know that's not the way you say that, but I think the Lord likes it whatever way you say it, just as long as you say it. So there's Christine. How are you doing? I will look forward to seeing Johnny and Christine again. If you're not doing anything, Johnny and Christine. So there's no leaves on the grapes anymore. It's time to trim, and we're gonna hit winter. So it's like it starts all over again. Oh, sorry, I think I missed saying hello to you. Winter is coming. I don't know. I mean, it is coming, but I think, and I've heard it was going to be a kind of a heavy winter up here, but I'm kind of thinking not, because I'm looking at the forecast and it doesn't show anything all the way up through to the first almost that's anything scary to me. Leaves all felled off. They all felled off. 80 degrees. Well, what is it typically at this time of the year in Oklahoma? Sounds like some areas might get some lake effects here soon. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, because it might be that the rain or the lake doesn't freeze over right away. So we could get some, lake effect snows that just pop up that we're not expecting, and that happens. Jeff Killian, how are you doing? What are you doing? What did you make last? What is anybody making? Like I said, I set up because, we have a workspace over at the house. It's all heated and everything because it's a house and it's heated. But I'm going to start doing some stuff myself, get back on the bandwagon. I have a short that I need to set up and put out. I just got a job for company plowing. They had to go out and on a small plow and salt run it already. Man, I flubbed that up. Without plowing, but a small plowing. We've been waiting patiently for a new project from Brian. Well, if you lived my life in the last 2 months or so, you'd realize why that didn't happen. But that's okay. That's okay. Priorities. And I'm glad those priorities are shaping up. Yeah, I just wasn't in the frame of mind to be doing stuff like that the way this last 2 months was. Yeah, life does happen, and it keeps happening, and it's not over. Shalom, shalom. Am I saying that right? Shalom. Yep. Old path. Sup. Sup, Todd. Todd, did you put a video out? Because I don't know if I got this. I didn't watch a video of yours this week. So I'll have to check it out. I still haven't been watching much of anything. In fact, Ridge Life is now on Wednesday night, and they made the effort to go through all the lives tonight, and actually it was pretty good. The lives were pretty good this week. Our rifle deer season starts Saturday, so I am prepping for that. That's good. And how long does that go for? Work got in the way. Video out tomorrow. Well, we'll be watching it. I got to catch up on Johnny's videos. I'm bad. I've been bad. 2 weeks. That's all longer it is? I thought it was longer than that. Well, maybe it is up here. Our primary rifle season has been over for a month and a half now, says Bill. Oh, yeah. That's where he finds his solace. I'm almost done editing my next video. We'll post on Saturday morning. Everybody go check that out. Bill of My Alaska. Yeah, I got to catch up on some Bill stuff too. Been bow hunting and have had a bunch of deer around, but still holding out. You haven't caught any? You haven't. Okay, now how do you say it? You haven't harvested a deer yet? I don't know, Johnny. You would have freaked out. I saw a white deer tail in the dark the other night. I was so excited. Inside joke. My channel is taking off. Yeah, I see that, Bill, and that is awesome. It's always nice to see somebody's channel doing well. It's called Primary Rifle Season. Just wondering if it was like Primal. I don't know about Primal Rifle Season. That's what Belt Loop said. Yeah, white deer tail. Made my day. Made my day, Johnny. Like old school muzzle loaders, I don't know much about hunting. Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I know how to shoot a 22 for hunting rabbits and woodchucks that are getting into our crops, but that's about the extent of what I've ever done. But I was good at it. 7 o'clock on the dot, they were down there, and they would come out of the ditch and cross that little dirt road to go to the pumpkins or squash, whatever it was that we had in that field, and they were just lined up. Sometimes you could get two in a matter of a minute. You would think if you heard the first gunshot off, you'd be in the bushes and stay there. Here in Pennsylvania, some sort of deer season, whether it be archery, black powder, or rifle, starting beginning of October, this Saturday, and black deer rifle season starts. I've never seen Johnny hunt, but I imagine he would be decent with most weapons. Yeah, I don't doubt it either. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned that before, Johnny. He's got to shoot every gun. So that'd be like watching a marathon video, right? I mean, like one of those 5-hour videos. 5 hours later. That kind of would be cool, Johnny. That's what Debbie Dretch says. It would be long if only spent 2 minutes a piece. 2 minutes a piece. Ain't nobody got time for that. You take your time, Johnny. We've got double speed on our YouTube channels. We can hunt moose, caribou, deer, brown and black bear, goat, sheep, wolf, and I am sure I am missing some of the animals. Is that a misspell or is that a weird spell? I don't know what that word is. I'm not even about to try to pronounce it. Seven guns in September alone? You're going to have to do them in segment videos. Part 1. Part 1, Johnny. Debbie says, Johnny, maybe you could just pick out a few of your favorites. Let's see, did I miss anything up here? Lever action. Lever action. See, I don't even know what lever action is. Is that where you have to lever it? You have to school me, Johnny, on lever action. Think old cowboy rifles. Oh, is that where it's kind of where you put your thumb hold? You have to pull it's like the whole section comes back and then something like that. I don't know. We will go to school. Like the old schoolhouse on Little House on the Prairie? Is that where we got to go to do this? Because you got like old guns. Miss Beadle might not appreciate you bringing guns into the school. Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have said that with those two words. Strike it. I'll be in Pennsylvania over Christmas this year. Oh, cool. Cool. You'll have to come up. I have a way of you, if you want to, I have a way of you staying over. I mean, Troy and his wife Michelle came and visited, and I just set up my house and let them have my house, and I went over and stayed at my parents' house while they were here. It worked out perfect. I have a 94. Is pretty old. Oh, pretty cool laying those spent casings in the berm of the cowboy hat. Oh, speaking of that, are you collecting those spent casings? I don't mean a lot of them, like a little handful of each kind, as many different kinds as you can come up with, not like buckets. I want to see I've seen people put the shell casings in resin and spin them on the lathe. That's pretty cool the way it turns out. Because what you do is you put colored resin in each one, different colors. Just make sure you don't put all 6 colors in it. Just like maybe 5 different shades of blue or something like that. Pretty cool. Thank you so much. I love it here. What's that about? Leanne? Where do you love it here? Probably where she lives. Let's see, 36 minutes solo? I've never done that before. I don't think I've ever gone 36 minutes on a solo live. Where is she lives, Brian? Yeah, I kind of realized that was a dumb question, Johnny. I ask dumb questions sometimes. Yeah, I feel pretty good with it because I haven't been on for 2 weeks and things are getting better around here, so I kind of feel a little uplifted today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Get into whatever I'm going to get into. I'd like to go to the transfer station and get rid of some of the trash because we don't have trash pickup. We're in the country. Or, well, at least I think we're in the country. But Johnny would say I live in the suburbs because I have a neighborhood across the street. Yeah. I have to go by the transfer station tomorrow, too. Oh, so I'm not the only one who calls it the transfer station, huh? Sometimes I'll tell somebody I got to go to the transfer station. And like, what? What's a transfer station? The dump. Tomorrow I'm going to get back into regular life again. After, the life that happened this last 2 months. I'm going to get back into my routine again. Do you have any plans for Thanksgiving? Probably. Many years we have it right here in the barn, where the car came through. That was a very similar story. I mean, the one who hit my barn or our barn with the car had an diabetic episode where he passed out. And that woman, she just fell asleep. And about 5 years ago, there was another guy. This is not a good place for cars and accidents and stuff. We've got a lot of accidents within the small area here. So one guy around 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard a loud crash, and he must have been flying because he hit that telephone pole and dented his car. He totaled his car with that telephone pole on it. So, people who fall asleep at the wheel, fortunately, a lot of times don't get injured because they're sleeping, so they're relaxed and they don't tense up. I mean, a lot of your injuries happen from being tensed up and then being slammed against something that tears and bruises everything. Hope to spend Thanksgiving in the woods. There was an argument earlier in Tim's live about whether it's called a woods or a forest. So they were debating on when do you call it the woods and when do you call it the forest. That's why I don't drive. I fall asleep too easy. Well, if you know that about yourself, probably a good thing. You could shoot your turkey and eat it right there on the stand. Bring your microwave. Depends on size. What depends on size? It sure is. Question. Trying to follow the thread here. What was said? The forest is typically large and closed off. Closed off. Woods versus forest. Yeah, get that debate going in the chat. I'm planning on spending Thanksgiving in the woods, just getting back to nature. Well, something to be thankful for, that's for sure. If I have a turkey on time, if I have turkey one time a year, that's plenty. Yeah, I think that's the way it is for most people. They think of turkey as a Thanksgiving thing, and they kind of eat it because it's tradition. I mean, I don't mind turkey. I love the dark meat. Dark meat is the best part of the turkey, but I don't really go out of my way for turkey. I don't say, oh, I think I want to go get some turkey. Cook it in the microwave, because that's how I cook stuff. Laughing my ass off on this woods versus forest deal. Okay, what's something that somebody said? Woods are generally smaller, less dense, and have more open canopy. Yeah, when I think of woods, I think of scrub trees like, I don't know, locust and sumac and stuff like that. When I think of forest, I think of the big redwoods in California. Notice the dollar bills for city folks. The sign behind the house says natural forest. I think it's a forest. Probably. Well, that was also part of the argument. I guess a forest is maybe nationally designated as a forest. I always say I'm going to the mountains. Well, sometimes the forest isn't in the mountains. Now, we definitely have forests up here on the hills. I would not call those mountains. They're just kind of rolling hills. I love turkey. My mom isn't a fan. I've had turkey every year. This year, my mom wants to do something different. A lot of people either do turkey or ham, and some people even do both. What was it? We had tacos for Thanksgiving last year. That was plenty fine with me. A forest is big, can walk over a mile in every direction and not come across private property. Well, the forest is well, the forestry department comes out here and did a forest plan on our 90 acres. Forest woods. Call it what you like, but it's all right, says Johnny. Prime rib for the holiday. I have to go for that. Who wouldn't go for prime ribs? Smothered with barbecue sauce and garlic and then dipped in horseradish. I'm going to be buying duck and cook it for Thanksgiving this year. Well, that probably fits into the tradition pretty good too. We've only done, there was one time, and I remember when it was shortly after we moved here, and somebody gave us a duck, and my mom and dad cooked it. It was nothing but grease and fat. It was slimy. So I don't know if that was a good example of what cooking duck is like, but I wasn't a fan of it. And neither, hence we've never done it again. But who knows? It could have been a fluke. Maybe they shouldn't have cooked it in the microwave. You need to save that for Christmas. What about goose? Does anybody eat goose for the holidays? You hear about it, but I've never heard of anybody that I know actually cooking goose for anything. Grocery stores here give free turkeys with bonus points, or you can get a frozen lasagna. Or tofu turkey. What? We're getting the lasagna. Yeah. Yeah, I love lasagna. And our family, everybody in our family knows how to make lasagna really good. Probably because we all do it the same. But maybe Troy will agree or disagree because he was here and we had lasagna. I don't know if he's still listening. Tofu? That's you know what? I don't know if I've ever had tofu, but just the name alone. Has anybody do I have one of those tins? Oh my god, it's been going on if any of you have been watching the reels on Facebook about the standard Christmas tin that people have been getting for like decades. The one that when you go to your grandmother's house, she always has junk stuff in it and you think it's cookies, but there's junk in it. Well, they've been showing these video clips of how they're made in India. I don't know. I think I'd rather eat tofu. Blech. You all have a great week. Belt Loop is leaving now. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. The ones with the fruitcake in it. Oh my gosh. Please don't. You know what? I fruitcake. I've been wanting to try fruitcake for a long time. I kind of knew what it tastes like, but hadn't had it since I was a kid. So last year I bought some fruitcake. I actually liked it. I mean, there was probably better fruitcake out there, but it was pretty decent. But don't ruin it for me. I hope they don't make it in India because they make it with their feet. Like Ross from Friends would say, it tastes like feet. Alpha Gal has been going around like crazy. I would literally die if I got that. Alpha Gal, I take it that's the name of some kind of sickness. Alpha Gal. I've never heard of that. You'll have to enlighten us, Johnny. What's Alpha Gal? Or is that a typo? Okay, I have to run. Have a great night, everyone. And congratulations, Brian, on going full hour without a guest. Did I? Wow. I guess I might as well go with it. Someone from Jersey just did die from it. You know what? This is the first. I haven't been watching the news. I haven't been watching anything TV related, actually. The sickness you get from tick. Oh, okay. Is that the one where, yep, the meat, where you develop an allergy of meat? That would really suck. that would really put a damper on Christmas with your microwave turkey. It's a tick-borne disease. Yeah, we were talking that last year when we were joking and laughing about ticks, me finding my first tick. I haven't seen a tick since. I got ticks at Johnny's, I got ticks at Troy's, and I came home and there were ticks here. I probably brought them with me. Who knows? But I have not seen a tick since that month or two period that we were talking about it. Is that a temporary thing or is it permanent? Never heard of it for most of my life, but now it seems commonplace. Who knows what they're doing out there? Probably a freaking hybrid tick. Better not have any of those hybrid ticks when I come out, Johnny. I like eating pork chops and meat and turkey and cow. Too much to get that problem. Yeah, I guess that was a misconception about the possums eating all the ticks when really they just eat the ticks that get on them, not go searching for ticks. Flawed studies. But chickens eat ticks. How many chickens you got, Johnny? I know you have chickens. Dexter, have you been out of frame the whole time? I put him on a lighter colored pillow so people could see him. He still blends into the chair. A dead tick is a dead tick. Pork chops and applesauce? Guineas eat ticks. I wonder where that started about the ticks. That's all I saw was on the feeds and stuff like that on Facebook or YouTube. Is last year and the year before was leave the possums alone. They eat ticks and they don't do anything bad. Other than look freaky. Do armadillos eat ticks? Possum lover. Who are you calling a possum lover? Oh, okay. T-bone. Same folks who pushed the possum deal saying possums don't kill chickens either, but guess what? Possums kill chickens too, huh? Well, you don't have teeth like that without killing stuff. I bet a possum bite would really suck. Think it was Texas. Texas started all that. Omnivores. They are omnivores. I know possums get into hay and their excrement also kills horses when they eat it in the hay. Pleasant. Okay, possums suck. Possums suck. Anything that kills a horse sucks. I love horses. I wouldn't want to have a horse myself, but there is the woman over here that's got she's got ponies. But I'd like to see the big horse. I'd like to get to know somebody who's got big horses because I'd love to just experience being around them. When I was a kid, I used to collect figure horses, and my aunt did have a horse, and I did get to hang around that horse a bit. Not a possum lover at all. My chickens eat ticks. Now you just gotta train your chickens to eat possum, and they probably would. Chickens will eat each other. Chickens are, why can't I think of that word? Cannibals. Texas, I know possums get into the, okay. Gonna run editing my Friday video. Good night, all. Good night, Johnny. Looks like I'm going to be saying good night too because Old Man King Homestead. That's Peter. He's on next. So why don't you guys go over and check out what he's got going? I want to thank everybody that came into the chat. That was interesting conversation in the chat going, and I can't believe I just did a whole live all by myself, Edge. And I'm going to be cooking T-bone steak for Christmas dinner. Very good. So thank you everybody in the chat and all my moderators. I will leave you with that smash like. Yeah, smash it. Before you guys leave, smash your likes. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday. I didn't even get to thank the people on panel because there was nobody here. Thank you, self. Good night. See you guys next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central. Bye for now.